Hi everyone, welcome to our channel Tech Twins for Data Science. My name is Ronnie. I'm a CSS student, my second year, and today we're gonna talk about the Talks Dataset, and we're gonna use it for our project for video 4. But before we're gonna start, please don't forget to hit subscribe, and if you find our videos useful, please give it a thumb up. Let's get started. So as you can see here, we have the Talks dataset, and we're gonna use it for our data analytics. So let's get started with define the variables or the columns. So we have the title, duration in seconds, how much or how many likes each video have, total views of each video, publish date, speaker name, speaker title, and event, and finally topics. Topics means the tags that each video have. So yeah, and we have created main questions such as what are the main popular speakers in the recent 5 years, and highlight the topics, if there are new videos standing out compared to the old ones, and much more. The first step is data understanding. So first we have imported the required libraries such as pandas, numpy, matplotlib, and seaborn. If one of these libraries you don't have it on your environment, kindly use a pip install and the library name, for an example seaborn, and then hit shift enter. The library will be downloaded. So let's import these libraries, and then I have downloaded the dataset using Kiko, and actually there are several versions of this dataset. I have used the uncleaned one. It was completely messy, and I have run major modification on it. Later on, I have discovered that there is another one, beautiful and clean, elegant. So I will definitely add the cleaned one down this video in a link. You can check it out and download it, and you can do your own analysis after watching this video. So let's get started with check the dataset. So yeah, as I was saying, we have here 9 columns and 5,514 observations, title, duration in seconds, likes, total views, published date, speaker name, speaker title, event, and finally topics. So let's start with the data wrangling and convert this one to markdown because I want it as a text. And there are 1 to 2 hints we can take it from this dataset before we move to data wrangling. The first one is that we have most of this data is about categories. So we have here strings, several of them, such as the title, speaker name, speaker title, event, and topics. All of these columns are categorical data. The only 3 variables that are numerical as duration, likes, and total views. Another point here that we have only 5,514 observations, so this is the only 2 things we can get it out of the data frame. So data wrangling will help us to identify more and dig deeper into the data frame and understand the correlation, if there is any missing values, etc. So the first thing from the data wrangling is to check the dtype, and we usually check that by run dev.info, and we can see here that the dtype here, the correct dtype is duration, likes, total views. However, the rest are object. So I can write down note for myself that I need to convert object columns into strings slash datetime for the published date. Then moving on to the next one, we have here dev.describe to check the mean, the skewness of the variables, etc. So we have here the mean for the numerical data, standard deviation, minimum, maximum, 25 percentile, median, 75 percentile. However, I want to make it like more elegant, so let's reverse the columns into rows and the rows into columns, and also want to round the numbers. So yeah, Here it's much prettier. So yes, let's see for an example the duration. Here we can have like the mean, the average is 700 seconds, around 700 seconds. The minimum is 60 seconds, so that definitely means skewness. And the median is 677, so yeah. Histogram will help us more to see if it's right skewed, left skewed, etc. The likes, we can find it here. It is 91, the average. The median is 47, a little bit far, the mean from the median. And minimum is 1, maximum is 2000, so yeah. And total views, the same. Yeah, the same. Definitely the histogram will help us to identify this part. Third point is to check the missing values. So can type missing values. We use is null and then dot sum to give us the total amount, and then enter all zeros except the publish date, so we will definitely check the publish date. Easy way to do that, copy paste, that is null. So yeah, this one that we have is publish date is missing for this observation, so we will definitely come to it later to handle this missing value. Another part, we can check the duplicated values. So when we focus on the duplicated values, we need to identify which column that will help us to detect the duplicated values. So here, duration, we can find many observation or many rows have 100 seconds as an example. Maybe there are similarity in likes, in total views, publish date, and the rest, except the title. The title is more unique. So if we found two or more than one value is duplicated, then there is something wrong with our data frame, and we have to handle the duplicated values in the title. So df title duplicated value counts false. So all the values or the rows in title are unique, which is super great. Moving on to the d-type. So here we have highlighted that we need to change or convert the observation object into strings. Why we will do that? To help us if we run additions to these variables. For an example, if I wanted to plot these values, it might be using aggregation. For an example, it will generate an error, so I have to make sure it is string first. So let's start it with this part. Handling missing values. I have many columns at the same time that I need to handle it, so let's first move this one just for now and then move it back. So here the correct equation is, for an example, def title equal dot as type string, and hit enter. And for an example, def.info, if I repeated the same one, it is title string. However, it will be so much time of consuming if I run this same point or same equation multiple times. So instead I will use function dtype argument. You can replace this one by x, it's more common, however I prefer argument. And then take this one here and I will change it, write down argument, and the same for this part, argument, and then the type title, and take this one, copy paste. Take this one too, copy paste. And same goes for that. We have finally the publish date that we need to do, convert this one into date time. So def publish date equal and make sure that I didn't miss anything. Yeah, hit. Beautiful. All are in the correct shape. This four are strings. This one is datetime. Integer, float, integer, string. Perfect. So let's move to the next step, which is handling the missing values. And move this one back. Yeah. So we have here the publish date, that's missing value, and we have already identified which one. So first we need to replace this one, but what we should replace it with. So for an example, we can see if there is any hint to help us which one. We can find that event is did 2020, so that definitely this video related to the year 2020. So the first step, I will need to put the missing value into date in 2020. But which date? Usually the easiest and simplest one is to replace it by the mean, the average, and mode. But since we are talking about here with the date, it will be best handled as the mode or the median. Personally, I prefer the mode, so I will replace it with the mode. So here, let's create multiple code blocks. And first, to replace it correctly, I have to fill it. Replace the NaN with zeros. Or fill 0. Enter. It's not correct. Okay. In this case, let's try a different thing. First, let's create a subtable where I will highlight the year or the date since started from the 1st of January 2020 until 31 of December 2020. It's December. And same here, but make it 12, 31, definitely more, or yes, that's correct. Yep. So we have subset here related to 2020 dates only. So once I will now focus on this part. Once I fill in a zeros and then hit enter, it's back to the correct shape. And now I will do the same here to equal 0. And yes, this is the same value are that I need to change. So using dates, publish dot value counts. Yes, okay. As I can see here that 10th of October 2020 is the mode or the most repeated number for this year. So in this case, I will replace the 0 with this date. Hit enter. Yes, correct. The same name and the same title, event, correct, total views. So now we have fixed this point or this missing value, and if we now run the same, execute this one more time, it will give us zeros. So our mission is successful. Now let's move to the essential graphs. Yeah, perfect. So moving on to the essential graphs. And generate one more. Yeah. The best one is the histogram. Def.hist. And I want to make it with a specific size. Fixed size equal 12 to 8 for an example, and the color teal. This is my favorite, and def.show. Enter. Oh, I think I should add more colors. Notice. Oh, yeah, flat. Yes, okay, perfect. So here we can see that duration is right skewed, same as likes and total views. Publish date is left skewed, and that's normal because it started from like back in 2000 and moving on to 2022. So this is normal with the publish date. Another elegant graph is the heat map, where it can help us to define the correlation between variables. So to do that, let's start with first the split figure. Fixed size, let's say equal 12 and 12. And this heat map under Seaborn library. So we use def correlate and stick with blues and hit enter. So yeah. The one important thing that you can understand from it is the ones are related to the same variable with itself. So duration with duration, likes with likes in thousands, total views with total views. However, there are another things to highlight here, which is, for an example, the likes with total views are positive correlation. However, the strength of this positivity is quite moderate, maybe less than moderate. The correlation can be measured from -1 to 1. -1 indicate negative correlation, +1 indicate positive correlation. 0 means no relation between the two variables. And from 0 to 1, you can highlight the strength of positivity. So from, let's say, from 0 to 25 point, 0 to 0.25 means small positivity. From 0 to 0.5 or 25% to 50%, it's moderate. From 50 to 75, it's more positive. Until 1, it means the both variables are moving in the same direction. So here, the total views and likes are moving to the same directions. Means more views can be more likes to the video. So this is with the heat map. Moving on to scatter chart. Scatter chart can help us with identify outliers, and it can give some or similar hints to heat map. So let's check the scatter chart. And in the scatter chart, I want to measure the duration with the likes and total views. So the duration will be on the x-axis, and likes and total views, each one will be on the y-axis. Since I'm talking about one variable will be constant, or one variable will be the same in multiple charts, in this case I will use again the function. So let's see, scatter chart. However, I want to write the correct equation and then move on from there. So it will be C1 scatter plot data plot f. Let's say total views. And if I hit enter, we can see here. So instead of writing again the same function or same equation and then moving on, instead of total views it is likes. So I will take this one, copy, paste, arc. So yeah. So yeah, it will give me the same interpretation. Moving on. Chart. Oh. Yes. Okay. So this one is related to the likes with duration, and we can see here there are more than 5,000 seconds. Later on I will convert the duration into minutes because I want to more mature aspect from this variable. So yeah, let's get started with our business questions here that we have. So here we have completed the data understanding and data wrangling, and now we will move to the analysis itself, and of course the essential graphs or essential observations. So yeah, make it markdown. What are the most popular speakers in the last 5 years and the whole end of the whole time? So this one, to help you understand each question, it's important to break it down into sub-points to understand and know which variables you are gonna use from the data frame. So what are the most popular speakers? Here, the first point that we are focusing on the speakers' names. So this variable we will use in the last 5 years. So we will use the next column will be the published date. However, we will check the years out of the whole column. The third point is the popularity. We don't have popularity variable column, but we can take another variable that will be representative of popularity. For an example, we can take total views as popularity figure, because everyone will watch the video, however not everyone will click like or like this video. So popularity equal total views. So yeah, will be the draft that will move us through the analysis. So the first part is the publish date. And we will create a new column in the data frame called year, which is out of the publish date column, using the dot year. Publish date. Oh, need to make this capital. Yeah, perfect. So if we execute def, we can see here years, and if we check the d type, it is integer, so we are correct so far. So we will create a subtable out of the complete original df, and we will call it popularity equal, and this popularity, it would contains the years for 5 years, so we'll take it started from 2018 until 2022. Def and this 5. Now take this one. That's equal to 2018. And 22. Okay, perfect. And that's popularity. Okay, let's see popularity. Cool. So it's now 2,554 out of the 5,000, the original data frame, and we have the speaker name, the years started from 2018 to 2022, and the total views here. Now we can create our bar plot. So we'll use for that group by popularity dot group by, and here we'll add the speaker name, the total views dot sum, and we will sort them for sure. Views. And we will view the first 20 speaker names, and the plot, the bar, and I want to rotate the axis text X size. And I want the H color for every bar to be with gray. Next, the colors. For this part, I have created, used colors hex, and hit enter. Perfect. So as you can see here, if we zoom out, we see that Alex and then Isolde are the most popular in the last 5 years, followed by Daniel and Matt. And these numbers, as you can see here, with 10 million. So let's add some names to our plot to make it more interpreted. So first, it will be closed as with shown, and the grid on the axis I. And for sure I want legend with title And the title, let's say name such as the most popular speakers in the last 5 years, or between 2018 to 2022. Okay, so yes, speakers. Okay, perfect. Let's see if it's label and speaker names. Size 14 to here the same. Views millions. And yeah, it's more interpreted. That's really great. So we can see here the total for Alex equal or close to 18 millions. 80 millions, yeah. Okay, so this is covering the first question and of the whole time, the most popular of the whole time. So in this case, we will use the original data frame and we'll do the theme. So you can take it all this as a copy paste. This cell, usually when I do a project, I use like here my interpretation and write down all I can see here. If there's useful, important insights from this bar plot, I usually write it down below the graph. So here I will use the same, however I will change to be df and then enter. Okay, it's still Alex, but here you can see is Sir Ken Robinson and Bill Gates, of course. So yeah, it's here for the whole times. You can usually, if you want to plot or use the bar plot for different visualizations or different information, you can change the colors, use different colors here, so it gives different insights and people won't say or think it's the same thing. You keep repeat it. Here I will just change from the whole time. Yeah, perfect. So moving on to question number 2, what is the most viewable month? So here, instead we from focusing on the years, I will focus on the month. So I will extract the month out of the published date. So this is my draft, and again, viewable, I will focus on the total views. And that's all for this point that I will focus on. So let's convert these words into code. Here, I need to change it. Yeah, so it won't generate an error if I had to rerun or restart the whole chapter file. So first, let's create the month variable. I will use def and call it as month equal and hit enter. Let's see. Perfect. It's here, month, February, July, November, April, and let's see the d type, integer. Perfect. So my interpretation is correct so far, and now let's see. I will use again the group by, which is super useful function, and here I will focus on the month, total views, and sum the total views, plot dot bar, rotation, let's say 45. Let's make it 75 and see what we can see here. The color, let's say teal, fix size 14 and 9, because I want the x-axis be white, and like dot show from downside to upside, like legend, like dot grid, and again I want the axis to be horizontal or in the same, yeah, like this, with the x-axis. And let title say total views per month, and X label. Here I will write down the font size, so I will take it copy paste. So yeah, font size 14. Great. So we can see that February has the highest views for TikTok channel, and this is quite unusual because I thought that November and December are the most the busiest months, that everyone spend time on YouTube and checking hundreds and thousands of videos, since it's November and December's are quite has a lot of holidays and public weekends, so yeah, it's unusual to see February is the crowdest month, followed by March and April, then June, and then November. Or maybe November is more has recorded more views than June. So yeah, and this is in billions, not millions. Billions. So now it should be, yeah, because it's 9 zeros. Okay, perfect. So moving on to question number 3. Is there new videos that stand out compared to the older ones? So in this case, it will have different approach. So basically we will set categories or levels based on one column inside the data frame. So let's see. So now I have a total of 11 columns, and here you can see that I will highlight the new views and all the views based on the year. So let's say we will have videos back in 18th, videos back in 19th, in 2000, in 2010th, in 2020, and so on. So I will make a range based on the year and see what are the speakers and videos that still stand out, even if they are created in the recent years. So let's interpret that. So let's measure the number of years by the total views based on 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000, 2010s, and 2020s. So first, let's create the table, or convert the table to graph. So we have labels, which contains '90s, sorry, no, 80s and 90s. and another column called years, which is we will use cut function to cut the whole column of the years in the original data frame df into subgroups. Let's recall the years. And labels, actually equal labels. Hit enter. Oh, generate an error. Years. Oh, here it should be year only. Yes, correct. So years now dot head. Okay, and this is the categories 6 object. 80s, 90s, 2000, 2010, 2020s till today, as I want here. Perfect. So let's create the bar plot, or let's create pie plot because it will be more representative instead from bar plot. So graph, and first I want to set the colors using Seaborn library. Palette, and I like the colors, pastel colors, and let's say it's from 0 to 7th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, perfect. Now x equal years, folio counts. Pie, fix size, I want it to be 60 and 12, and colors are actually equal colors, and finally good. Yeah, perfect, and hit enter. Okay, perfect, and we have the largest proportion, it is for 2020s, and followed by 2010s, and then till today. But I want to make it more representative, so let's add title, which is the number of videos in years. Font size equal 16, and then let.y label. And let.show. And before that, let's have legend as well. So yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so all are correct. So we have the videos, the number of videos in years, and our question is there new videos stand out compared to the old ones? So we need to highlight the speakers because we want to see the latest videos and see the most successful popular speakers in the recent days. So yeah, let's see. So we have here most popular videos, or the newest videos, which it will be equal, and I want them to be more than, let's say, 2019, however will be less than 2021. So let's apply these conditions. will be more than 2019, and at the same time will be, let's say, be less than 2023, because let's add the current year with our analysis. So yeah, year will be less 23. You can just copy paste, hit enter. So yeah, we have our subset. Let's add more code blocks. Now we can do that by using newest videos.groupby name total views let's consider 75, and the fig size, we'll assume it will be 18 to 12. Colors, still all colors. Finally, let's take Zod one more time here. Enter. Okay, great. However, I want the total views to be like not so close to the speaker names, so that's why I will emphasize on that while using label. So let's remember the first will be, when it comes label, views, and location, we will make it top, and rotation center, and finally font size, let's say 14. Perfect. Total views, and now we see Adam Grant and the other speakers. So yeah, we have covered the third question, and moving on to the fourth question. Are the long videos achieving better views than the shorter videos? So this is my favorite, because here we will use different variables. Previously we have focused on the speaker name, total views, year, month, etc. However, in this part we will focus on the duration, and we will divide it into several categories. So let's illustrate my point here. Let's say describe and def dot and round it to close it. Perfect. Okay, so we can see here that the minimum is 60 seconds, because as you remember, duration were in seconds, and I have highlighted here duration of the videos in seconds. So the shortest video on the channel, TikTok's channel, is 1 minute only, and the maximum is 5,257 seconds. So the first approach will be convert duration into minutes. And let's create our draft one more time. So yeah, duration will be into minutes. Then let's create categories, and let's say we will have like 6 levels or 6 categories between 0 and 15 minutes, and between 15 and 30 minutes, and 30 and 45 in 1 hour, and 1 hour and 75 minutes, and finally 75 to 90 minutes. Okay, so let's start it with the conversion. df duration just equal duration divided by 60, so we can convert it to minutes. And I will make use around. I feel I have used it so much so far. And finally stress that the type of this column is integer. Hit enter. Def. Okay, so as you can see here, now the duration is in minutes: 17, 16, 21, 19, 25, 5, 16, etc. So yeah, this is the first step. The second step will be make the labels, because we will use the cut function one more time, and let's have more blocks. So labels, or make it label only because we want to confusion, and we have between and let's count 2, 4, and 6. Okay, we need 6, 3 more. Okay, perfect. 0 to 15, 15 to 30. Yeah, and we need to have duration, which is bt.cut. Perfect. And one more time, categories. So between 0s and 15 minutes, less than 15 to 30, less than 30 to 40 minutes, 45 minutes, and so on. So we have done our job perfect so far. Create bar plot because it will be more representative. So here we will do x equal duration, value count, and sort is false. Let me say 75 colors. And we'll say that the title is number of videos. And finally plot.show, and let's copy it here and here. Enter. Perfect. So the most popular are from between 0 and 15 minutes. The second popular proportion is from 15 to 30 minutes. So yeah, that's truly great. And the final question is here. We can usually add one more thing like bread, because we want to access equal y, because we want to see it like this, like the first column or the first proportion has record above 4,000 of videos and so on. If you want to illustrate your graph one more time or more further, I highly recommend to use grid. And it basically, if you wanted access y or access equal x. It depends on if you are using bar h plot or bar plot. The final question we have: what are the focus topics that get large views? And this one, as it say, we will focus only on two things. The first one will be the topics, and this is like this question I will approach it with different technique, which I will use the word cloud library. So basically, let's say we will have like downloaded photo, and we will start from this point. So let's see for an example. Yes, I have this photo and I want to convert the topics tags into this photo. So yeah, it will be really great. And previously I have worked with the word cloud before while doing sentiment analysis. So if you want to educate yourself regarding this part, I highly recommend to check the most popular project for sentiment analysis, which is the Twitter reviews analysis. So basically you will analyze the whole comments based on the emotional of the person or the user, or you will analyze the words if it's like using F words, or if it's just honest and clean words and clean reviews. So if you want to check this topic more further, I highly recommend to check sentiment analysis, and also later on I will create video related to sentiment analysis once I will start with the ML videos, so stay tuned. So here we want to create a graph related to the word cloud, and the nice approach is use, for an example, all words. Let's see it, and basically I will use join function, and it will be more like a for function. So let's say text for text in df.topics, which is the column. Let's see here, topics, this one. So yeah, and then move on. And I want to recall this image that I have shown to you earlier, so I will use from PIL import image. Then let's recall this, any name, let's say word, and I will use numpy array image dot open, and I will take this copy paste here, but yeah, and import from word cloud. Yeah. And say word cloud, cool. And I want the width to be equal 3000 and height equal, let's make it the same, 3000. Random state, let's say 20. Background, I want the background color to be equal white, and finally color map. Since the plot is the image is in red, so I want to make it as in red. Finally, the mask equal word. Let's see. There is an error. Unexpected background color. Oh, I make it. Yeah, misspelled it. Okay. So far no errors, that's good. And let's start with the figure. Fix size 60 to 50. Dot show word cloud enter equal y linear. axis. I want to set it as off, and finally f.show. Oh, an error. Let's read it. Where the cloud hasn't been calculated. Cool. Generate first. So let's see. Where is the error here? Okay, where the cloud? So I have searched for the error to see how to fix it, and I found that I forgot to connect generate using generate function all words to my word cloud. So when I hit like this, it should be, yeah, it should give me TED, the topics as in words. Yes, so the topics tags are shaped into TED word, and we can see that in the recent years, started or more than 2019 and until today, people are looking for videos related to social change, science, technology, global issues, change environment, culture, technology design, education history. So it's more about social life, social culture, and climate change, global issues, environment, etc. Or education. And the technology videos lie the medium to low proportion of the videos that have total views. So yeah, and that complete our analysis. Thank you so much for watching our videos, and if you find this video beautiful and helpful to you with your analysis, please give it a thumb up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel to receive a notification every time we publish a new video. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.